I thought he was brilliant tonight.
He did great.
And I think Tennyson should be pleased, because some fighters, when they get shot, sort of turn up and like they let it pass them by. But he actually tried to win the fight. He was.
Thoughts on Mercanti?
Who?
Mercanti's got 2 fights, arguably prematurely. Crowd reaction.
You talk about the referee?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I mean,
Mercanti.
yeah, so my thoughts is that if that was, which fights did he do?
He stopped the Doherty fight, and then he stopped the Tennyson fight.
Yeah,
Both
so the Doherty fight is a different kettle of fish. The guy couldn't win the fight. I did think that was early, but the guy can't win the fight. So you know, it's like with the Tennyson,
It's a title fight.
I would have probably liked to see him let him get up, which he would have got up. He would have beat the count.
It was a body punch.
Yes,
Down, right?
but he was getting repeatedly hurt to the body, and he didn't really complain, to be honest with you. Like he sort of went, oh, I'm alright, but it's not as if he was disgusted. I mean, he went down, what, 3 times with body shots, and yeah. So, but in a world title fight, I would have liked to maybe have let him get to his feet and say, are you okay? And then, you know, because sometimes a fighter might go, yeah, like as if to say, please stop it, you know. And I think, again, I don't think he was going to win the fight from that position. But it's body punches, and do you look at body punches differently than head punches? You know?
Speaking of getting up and going the distance, were you impressed by Ryan?
Yeah, really good. I mean, he's probably fighting a division above his natural weight. You know?
Yeah.
He's probably a super featherweight, but I thought he's a very talented fighter. And Tommy Cole boxed really well. It was a great fight.
That was the best fight of the
Yeah,
show.
it was really good fight, and you know, I think
It's also closer than most scores.
yeah. Tommy Coyle's always in good fights, and I'd like to see Ryan back as well.
Does he really love his America as much as he says?
He does.
Tommy
He's
Coyle?
absolutely loved it. He's loved it. There's a lot. These Brits, you know, where they're getting the chance to come and fight on these shows and experience something completely different. But as a fighter, you know, as a British fighter, a lot of them who don't experience big stadium shows or headline in the UK, to get the opportunity to box in America, for them, it's like, you know, it's a great experience.
Eddie, based on what you saw tonight, how do you think a fight between Boo Boo and Canelo would go?
I think it's a brilliant fight, and I think everybody in boxing knows Andrade is probably one of the most skillful middleweights out there. He needs to be flowing, because I think he's a fighter that fights off confidence as well, and I think you could see that he's not got the confidence, despite the injury tonight. You know, would he, if he wasn't injured, would he have tried to close the show? Maybe, but I think if he was flowing, he would have. And also, he was getting hit around the arms and gloves by this guy who punches. Like Freddie Roach told us, he's had him in the gym and he's just like leathering people in the gym. So when you're as skillful as he is, sometimes you don't have to get involved. But of course, the fans like you to get involved. You know, so I think tonight was just about getting the job done and then moving on. I think I would give him a chance against Canelo, but I do think Canelo is outstanding. So.
Were you pleased from? Did you feel like he gave with the 4 knockdowns early that you got enough action from Andrade, or would you have?
Yeah, we did. I mean, again, if his shoulder didn't get injured, I think he would have thrown that shot. I mean, I think all of the knockdowns came from that left hand, didn't they? Like the slip left hand. So that was the shot that he would have thrown in round 6, 7, 8, 9, and I think it would have had the same effect. But he didn't really throw it. He threw a bit of a wide one, and you know, he sort of coasted at the end. If that fight got stopped in round 4 or whenever it was, the final knockdown, I think everyone would have gone, wow, what a great performance.
Right.
Yeah.
How likely is a unification maybe with Jacobs?
Yeah, that's like he's got to win first.
He's going to fight Canelo.
Yeah,
Right.
Who, Jacobs? I think
He's going to fight Canelo.
I think the favourite. I think Jacobs. If Jacobs wins on Saturday, I think he'll get the Canelo fight in May.
Wow.
But I think Andrade will go January, February with another defence, and if he has to wait for a unification, then I think he'll go again in May or June. And then, you know, I think DAZN, I mean, look at Rob Brandt tonight, you know, beating Murata.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's a regular title, but still, he's got to think, you know, and DAZN are looking at all the middleweights and thinking, let's get as many as we can, because it's going to be 11 fights for Canelo. And we need all the opponents we can get.
Is there
Billy Joe, will he have to become mandatory to get that fight, or is that something?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't. Again, Billy Joe's a bit like Andrade in that he's not someone you'd automatically select because he's good and he's tricky. but it's a big fight. There's a lot of controversy, and we'll see what the WBO decides in terms of the length of ban. We'll go from there.
Eddie, you mentioned Providence. Where else do you see Matchroom USA going in the States?
Well, I'd like to go to Texas. I'd like to go to LA. We haven't done a show there. I've loved being in Boston. We really enjoyed Chicago as well. We've done New York to death loads of times. I'd like to try everywhere. I'd like to try Washington. Yeah.
Any shows lined up?
We're going to Atlantic City November 17, and then January. We'll go in January once, and then I think we'll take Andrade, whether that's January or February.
What are you
to
doing
Providence.
in the States?
We're doing Gerald Miller, we're doing Luis Arias against Gabriel Rosado, Brandon Rios against Ramon Alvarez, Canelo's brother, Clarissa Shields as well on that card, Ricky Burns, Ergashev, etc, etc. So, and then we've got the Canelo fight on December 15th with Canelo against Fielding. Better be ever against Joe Smith from our side, and probably one more fight of ours, whether that's Katie or Tevin or something like that.
Eddie, it's a little surprising to hear Jacobs might come next, because couldn't that derail the 11-fight plan pretty early on into the,
I think, yeah, I mean, there'll be a rematch clause probably, so they could do a rematch if he wins. The Canelo fight was close with Jacobs. Before that, yeah, very close. I mean, they made us an offer, we went back, we made a counter offer, and we got quite close. And then unfortunately, they done the deal with Triple G. So I think the Jacobs fight will be likely for May, but he's got to beat Derenchenko. It's going to be a very tough fight.
Do you think Triple G will eventually come to the zone for a third fight with him?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, look, there's a lot of ego, isn't there? Like, does he want to work with Golden Boy? Does he? I don't know, but unfortunately, whatever way he looks at it, the big money fight for him is Canelo 3. And there's no fight that even compares. I mean, people talked about a Murata fight. Well, that's dead.
Right.
So he has to fight Canelo. I mean, that's the big money. Like, it probably pays in 5, 6, 7 times any other fight. So, we'd love him.